And we're live again a couple hours later. Cheers,
Long
everybody.
time no see.
Yeah, right. It's only been a couple days. um, so yeah, we're doing another examination. Sam and me have the same beer. He picked it up a couple days ago. I picked mine up yesterday. It's cool. He had a big Great Notion tap takeover over there and picked up some takeaways, and we had the same beer. So tonight we'll be reviewing from Great Notion. This is Afterglow, 7% West Coast IPA. So there you go. Same. It's crazy, dude. It's insane to think like, you're all the way across country and we're reviewing the same beer. So yeah, 7% West Coast IPA with Citra and Nelson Sauvin. I don't think there's too much two-row barley, blah blah blah. So yeah, never had this before. You had this on draft, right? Didn't you, or no?
No, I had just hazies and like sours, so that's why I was happy to get a Westie in the can because they didn't have any on tap.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, cool can art. I always like Great Notions can art. It's cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like a rabbit meditating sort of thing.
yeah.
Be rabbit.
And you were saying something before we went live about Afterglow is a song title or something like that between two.
Yeah, so yours has what was it? Yours had written on it.
Uh, it said so much for the, and then it blanked out.
Yeah, so
So much for
yeah,
the
so much for the afterglow. That's like an Everclear song. Everclear is sort of like popular '90s sort of punk rock
Yeah,
band. And then mine says go with the glow instead of go with the flow, which is like a Queens of the Stone Age song. So it's pretty cool.
heck yeah. So yeah, let's crack it open. You ready?
Yeah, boy.
It'd be interesting seeing the lighting. See
At
how
least the crack sounded good. You know how sometimes you'll get that beer and you just know straight away that it's not going to be right.
right. So let's pour it up.
Pour it together.
Yeah, that's light looking. Mine is.
It's very strawish.
Yeah. See right through it.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. Yours looks a little darker than mine. Yours looks like a little hazier, but
Yeah.
mine's like.
I reckon the fact, just being having to wait a bit longer to get it here in Oz, I reckon mine's probably just, sometimes with the can's not quite as fresh with a Westie, it might have a bit of sort of that sediment sort of look to it.
Yeah. I got like a soapy head on mine. Look, yours looks like pretty soapy too. You got the nice bubbles up there. Yeah.
No, it looks pretty good, dude. And like just as soon as I poured it, I got some nice smells. So
yeah,
I feel like it's a good can. I'm not stressing that it's no good or anything.
yeah, definitely looks like a West Coast. It almost kind of looks like mine. Kind of almost looks like a Pilsner, almost. It's
That's what I was going to say. It reminds me of an IPL sort of thing.
Yeah. It's
like a hoppy lager,
like straw
just
color.
because it's got that slight haziness to it.
But you can see like there's no cloudiness or whatever. It's a lot of streaming bubbles on mine. I don't know if is yours same thing too.
Yeah,
Cascading upwards.
Died down a little bit. The head sort of dropped off slightly, but
yeah, same with mine. I didn't really
the clarity's it's really good.
Yeah, we do aromas. I'm picking up some sweetness. Are you too? Some breadiness. Yeah. What are you picking up? I'm picking up like breadiness on mine.
Yeah, as far as the backbone goes, it's more bready, I reckon, like a light bread.
Yeah, it's not crazy intense aromas. Like,
Like it to me, like the malt backbone's like it's definitely in the background. Like
yeah, it's very subtle.
Definitely getting more of the hop aroma.
Yeah, for sure. It almost smells like a regular, like a not a hazy, but I'm not really getting too much pine, but I guess
Yeah, it's like citrus for me.
yeah, same.
Like grapefruit, orange, lemon, I reckon.
Mm-hmm. I'm not really maybe there's a slight lemon lime, and I'm kind of
Yeah.
picking maybe from that Nelson Sauvin. But it's very Citra forward. I'm not really getting a lot of Sauvin off the aromas.
Yeah, I think like maybe Nelson with like a West Coast style yeast, it doesn't sort of bring out as much of that characteristic like the white grape, and
maybe if it was like
it might even be the sort of thing too. We might sort of get it as it progresses, or like more with flavour than aroma.
yeah, maybe if it was like Nelson and maybe like Simcoe or something, or like Cascade, it might get a little more pininess. But I think that Citra kind of overpowers that Nelson because I'm picking up like some orange. I'm getting some orange vibes on there too.
Yeah.
Not a lot of pine.
So that's as soon as I smelt it, I just got like orange, lemon, and even like when I say grapefruit, probably more of like a pink grapefruit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a zest on the aroma. Definitely some maltiness, but like you said, it's kind of like on the back end. It's not like base. There's a little bit of breadiness for sure.
It's bready. It's more so bready than like crackery, but you're still getting that little bit like a crackery sort of biscuit vibe as well.
Yeah, there's definitely.
It's very light.
Yeah, there's really not too much going on aroma wise. Like it's
like some West Coast, it's just bang like massive like sweet caramel and toffee sort of thing.
You get a
But
lot
yeah,
of that pine and like a little bit like maybe some honey or something like that. This one is kind of like there's a lot of flavors I feel like that are kind of subdued maybe.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, I was like, I reckon subdued's the word you're looking for.
Cheers, Danny. Yeah, there's.
What about as far as like, are you getting sort of like grassiness or like floral or sort of herbaceous sort of notes?
Maybe a little bit of floral, not too much grass. I feel like I'm getting more floral than grass. Like I said, it doesn't really smell like a West Coast. I mean, a little bit, but like I said,
I'm sort of hoping, there's a little bit of pine on the flavour. But you're not getting much of it on. Like there might be a little hint of it, but it's to me, it's just massive citrus.
My head's our head's about the same actually. We're on that same. I didn't really pour aggressively either, so not really much going on in the aromas, but
one thing I've got to remember too, dude, is to take a photo afterwards.
Oh yeah, you only got that one.
I don't want to drink at all.
Yeah. All right, you ready to?
Let's dive in.
Yeah. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, dude. I get pine. I get massive pine as soon as I tasted it.
I get pine. I get sweetness.
Yeah. Wow. It's like really piney and resinous. I didn't get that at all on the aroma.
Not on the aroma. Not at all. It's very subdued.
It's like sticky too, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that sticky resin.
Not overly boozy. It's only 7%, so it's not. Wow.
And it's actually like it's more bitter than I expected just from the aroma.
Yeah. I'm kind of getting a little bit of that lemon lime from that Nelson. Maybe like a nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that really shocked me when I took that first sip. I'm like, wow, it's actually really
Yeah,
piney.
it's kind of sticky. It's got like a sticky
Yeah.
type taste
Yeah.
to it, and that's good. It's refreshing too. It's not like heavy, you know.
It's like, to me, it's like a good balance of dry and sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it starts off a little bit sweet, and then it kind of mellows out and kind of gets that like a little bit of a dryness on the back end. Um, yeah, the aromas makes you think it's like going to be like a kind of a boring beer because there's really not
Yeah.
much going on.
Yeah.
But then when you taste it, you're like, oh,
Totally, dude. It's like after I think we both had that same impression after we smelt it. We thought, oh, it's not going to be as good as we think. But then when I
yeah, it
had
was
the
kind of
first
lackluster
taste,
on
I'm
the
like,
smell.
hello. It's actually got those like OG, like Westy vibes.
I'm getting some orange, like a candied orange on mine.
Yeah.
Um,
See, on taste too, I'm getting like when I said pink grapefruit earlier on the aroma, I'm getting more like your traditional grapefruit.
yeah.
It's like that pithy sort of bitterness.
Mm. Yeah, that's good. Cheers, Paul. Yet again, reviewing beers I'll never be able to source. Sam's got the same beer. It's crazy. He's all the way across the other. Yeah, this is good. At first, I was kind of skeptical based off the aroma. I was like, Citra and Nelson. And then once you taste it, it works.
Yeah, that first sip, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
See, if they had this on tap at the tap takeover, people would have been like, shit, yeah, like this is really good. And to think
was
that
this
on
sold out?
Untapped, it has a score of 3.99. It's so much better than that.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the thing. It's not if it's not a hazy, they're gonna review
Yeah.
it or that's old. Top combo work. It's got like a marmalade type taste to it in a little bit too. It's like that.
Yeah.
That sweet
Like
orange.
it's almost like I'm getting a tiny little hint of apricot, I reckon. Like a stone fruit sort of vibe.
Mm-hmm. And then it kind of mellows out with a little bit of that pine. Yeah, there's that little bit of hoppiness on the back end. You get like a tingle in like back end or something. Like I said, it starts off.
It's sort of like I get what you mean, but it's sort of hard to describe it in words. Like
yeah. It's like you got to try. Tasting it. I'm trying to like.
It's sort of like a dry, like a. How do you describe it? That's weird.
Yeah, because I mean it's dry, but it's not. It's like a combo of sweet and dry. If that makes sense, you know.
It's like that same sort of feeling you get if you just ate like a dry cracker by itself with nothing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to sort of describe it in like words, but that's sort of what it's like.
That pininess kind of lingers in your like in your mouth after you take take a swallow or whatever. I kind of feel it like in my cheeks a little bit. There's some.
I'm so glad it's piney because that's what I always look
the
for.
aroma, the aromas off it. I was like, this doesn't smell piney whatsoever. And I'm like, oh, they should have switched to like Simcoe or something, or Cascade and Nelson or something.
But that, like, when you think about it, that's pretty epic that you can get like that pininess from Citra and Nelson because those two hops don't normally sort of have that.
Plus, because they're such dominant hops, you know, like Nelson beer. Sometimes that overpowers everything else.
I'm still lucky. I'm not getting any of the white grape, sort of like that white wine characteristic.
There's definitely pininess, but there's definitely no white grape or like it's not very. I guess the word I'm looking for, it's not super bright You know how
Yeah.
Nelson it's got that like bright taste to it in a sense that makes it's kind of a weird like how does bright taste? But it's like it's very well. It's that white grape. It's that lemon lime, not bitterness, but like there's that.
Yeah, like zingy, sort of like. I get what you mean. Yeah,
A little bit of spritziness, kind of in a sense.
Yeah.
Crisp.
See, well, I actually think the fact that they've gone lighter on the malt bill has made the hop shine more.
Yeah. I don't know how much. I don't know what their ratio of Citra and Nelson is. I don't know if it's like 50-50 or more Citra. I'm assuming it's probably more Citra than Nelson.
Yeah.
Glad to see we're somewhat on the same page. Oh, about the beer? About him getting
Cheers,
beer.
Paul.
So they didn't have. Were they
the
sold
tanner
out
as
at
well.
the tap takeover? They just had cans of this, or what?
Yeah, so at the tap takeover, they had, I think it was about 6 hazies, one like a milkshake IPA, then they had, I think it was 2 or 3 sours. But then I was like, oh, damn, they don't have a stout, they don't have a Westie, like even a lager I would have been impressed with. And then I went in the fridge as I was leaving after I'd had a heap of other beers from other breweries and stuff. I'm like, man, they've got like a Westie. I've got to get that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm glad I sort of done a double check.
I like citrusy beers, but prefer the U.S. West Coast piney versions. Yeah.
Yeah, from what I've had with these guys, like I'd have this as probably my favourite. Just because it's like,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of Portland, Oregon. Yeah, it's hard to find good Westies.
I
mean,
like this definitely has some modern sort of like characteristics with the lighter malt and stuff, but the hop characteristics are like old school.
It's definitely like a new school Westie.
Yeah,
that's the big thing now.
But yeah, it's just funny to think that we both had that same thought. We're thinking, oh no, when we've smelt it, like it's going to be good, but like, yeah, it was missing
like
sort of what we wanted.
Yeah, I was like, there's no pine whatsoever in
and
there.
And yeah, as soon as you sip it, you're just like, oh, sticky pine resin. I'm like, hello.
Oh yeah, because I was like, oh, it's definitely that new school West Coast style IPAs where they're kind of like, because now they're doing it like they're like hazy West Coasts. You know what I'm saying? Well, this isn't hazy, but I've had some that they're not really West Coast. They're more of like a hazy IPA that they call a West Coast in a sense, but
yeah.
Added benefit white. I like West Coast. They're good. It's a nice switch up, especially when you get like the real piney ones. I mean, you got like the traditional like Sierra Nevadas and stuff like that, and Pliny the Younger. That's Pliny the Elder. But yeah, this is good. This is surprising. I was the aromas. I was like, oh man, it's not really getting much out of this,
Yeah.
But it's good.
I'm quite happy with it, dude. Like,
yeah,
I'm definitely glad I grabbed it from the fridge, and yeah, obviously sharing it with an American, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. It's definitely got a nice sweetness to it.
It's like it starts sweet but finishes quite dry.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
It is a cock heavy lager.
Cheers, dude.
Yeah, and I'm definitely getting a lot of orange.
Like, in all honesty, it would be silly to brew a beer out of like somewhere like Oregon and not be pining.
You would think, yeah, right?
Yeah, like they've got some of the best forests and stuff. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, in a sense, essentially it kind of comes down to the water quality too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a big thing. A lot of people don't realize that water quality is a big component in.
Yeah, a lot of people think the hops are the main thing, but yeah, it's probably like one of the least. Like water quality and yeast is like
Water
massive.
quality, yeah, exactly. You know, because you could have, the craziest hops, whatever, but if you have shit water quality, then it's not
Yeah,
good. I should know this, but can't remember which hops bring the pine.
a
Cascade,
lot of the old school C ones do, like
Centennial,
Chinook, Columbus, Cascade.
Simcoe.
Yeah, that's another one.
Um, I love Columbus. I haven't had a beer.
Yeah, Columbus is one of my favourites. Centennial's another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the C's.
Yeah.
But now everything's modern.
Everything's more like tropical and berry and stuff. A lot of your newer ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the new school West Coast IPAs, they're kind of like West Coast, but they have like a haze to them, which is
Yeah.
they're not.
Yeah, it's like when people brew a cold IPA, it's like I don't want that sort of in between, like a lager and an IPA. It's just like I want one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of that in between style, like with hazies and westies. It's like I'd rather just have, like, if I feel like some bitterness and some pine, I'd rather just have a westie.
Yeah.
If you want something real fruity and tropical, go like a hazy. Like, yeah. There's too much of this sort of hybrid stuff going on. People trying to make the best of both worlds.
That's what I was saying. That's the thing now. It's like the so-called West Coast are like hybrid type West Coast. They're not. Most people aren't really brewing a lot of traditional West Coast.
Yeah.
They're brewing like hazy West Coast. Jimmy C, that's for sure. Local ingredients is key.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like obviously like farm fresh sort of thing. If you can get as close as possible and in the tank, like it's fucking awesome.
The Cascade from my distant past as well is grapefruit. Yeah, Cascade gets off it.
Like a lot of those hops have citrusy sort of or stone fruit characteristics as well, but they're the sort of main piney one.
Columbus kind of gives off like an earthy vibe in a sense.
Yeah. Columbus is like piney earth and really dank as well.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, as far as like if you want real pine in your face, I'd probably say like Chinook or Columbus.
Yeah. Centennial, yeah. Yeah. Chinook and Centennial. Simcoe, maybe.
Yeah, because Simcoe, you're also getting like citrus and stone fruit. It's got that sort of like dank, like that cat pissy sort of vibe.
I'm not a fan of the cold IPAs. Yeah, I tried. I've had a few. They're okay.
See, I love like IPAs and I love lagers, but yeah, cold IPA, it's just something about it. It's a bit lackluster.
Cold IPAs are the same thing as IPLs. People can argue that
if I have a heavily hopped lager, I'll enjoy it. But I always feel like cold IPAs, like what I thought initially, it's almost like it's a style created from brewers to save money because I feel like they're skimping on the ingredients with the malt base. Like it's like a really light malt base, and then like the hops aren't as intense as well. It's almost like it's a beer designed to, like a style designed to sort of be able to make profit from because it's not as expensive to make.
Well, I feel like like I said, I feel like cold IPAs and IPLs are similar in the brewing process, but maybe not. Maybe I'm not. I don't know if I'm ignorant about that, but I don't know. Cold IPAs. I know that's the big trend now lately. Cold IPAs, but
It's certainly better than a brewed IPA. Let's just put that.
Oh, I can't stand brewed IPAs.
You don't see them anymore.
No, I had like a couple back in the day, and they were just not good.
Mm.
But this is, it's kind of light, and like I said, almost looks like a Pilsner in a sense, or like a lager. You know, it's very.
Yeah, because like if you think of like say, trying to think of like even just like a Sierra Nevada, like West Coast or something, they're like
very dark.
Yeah, they're like an orange, like a bright orange, like even like borderline copper. But you look at this, and it's more of like a straw sort of.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like a light lager, like a.
And that's exactly why we're getting that sort of more of that biscuit and bread. We're not getting any sort of caramel qualities at all because it's very light.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not going to complain. Like as far as being a new school Westie, it's actually really good.
And it's not heavy really either. Like at 7%, it's not a heavy IPA.
See, when you got 4 cans of this, you were probably like apprehensive, but I'm actually jealous that you've got 4 cans and I've only got 1.
I got 3 more. Yeah, this is good. I was a little hesitant on the aromas when we were sniffing. I was like, oh, geez. It's very lackluster. There's not really much going on too much. It doesn't really smell too much like a Westie, like a traditional Westie. But off that first initial sip, I was like, "Whoo, boy. Yeah, boy."
Yeah.
Good.
Like that really surprised me. Like,
it's very well balanced.
Yeah.
It's got like the perfect combo of sweetness and like the little bit of that bitterness, the little bit of that pininess.
Yeah.
It's good. I don't have anything bad to say about it. Do you think it would? Well, obviously it'd probably taste a little bit different if you mix. So you took out the Citra, but you still had the Nelson. What hop do you think you would substitute with Citra with that Nelson to make
Columbus?
Columbus?
Yeah. I reckon it would be so good with Columbus.
I'd probably say either Columbus or like Chinook. Imagine Chinook with Nelson Sauvin. Although that might clash pretty.
Either of those two, I think would really work.
Chinook might overpower. It all depends on how much equal, like if it's 50,
like the percentage of like the hop ratio.
Like I'm not really getting a lot of Nelson Sauvin vibes off of this. I'm getting more of that Citra.
But that's the thing with Nelson. It's like a complex hop. You get a lot of different characteristics from it, and we're probably picking up that earthiness and the citrus and that from Nelson. We're just not getting that white grape that we'd expect, like when you get like a hazy. I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting some pine from the Nelson.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those green sort of like dank characters, like your Westie sort of characters, are coming more from the Nelson than the Citra.
Oh, this has rice. Crisp backbone from 2-row barley and rice, and loads of dank citrus aroma. And dry hopped. I guess it's dry hopped. So it's got rice in it.
Are we in Japan?
I guess so.
The old Japanese. Actually, that's a style I don't mind lately, is the Japanese rice lager. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't had one in a while, I think. The cold IPA version of Sierra Nevada Torpedo didn't hold up. Yeah, I had
one
that.
at that.
That
I
mixed.
had one at the bar the other day, and it had yuzu in it. It was really good.
Yeah, I've had some yuzu. I think they were in like sours, maybe. I don't know. Oh, maybe I
Yeah,
had some IPAs.
it's
Oh,
normally sours or lagers. It's like a Japanese citrus fruit.
I think the last one I had in an IPA was at Alvarado Street. They had some
Yeah.
yuzu IPA or something. But yeah, that cold IPA from Sierra Nevada, that cold torpedo, or whatever the hell it's called, it wasn't. It was all right. It wasn't. It was like in that. Did you get that in the mix pack, Keith? They had that mix Sierra Nevada mix pack. I mean, nothing will top the traditional torpedo. That's will always be king. That's classic West Coast.
Craig seems to hype up Optimum. He reckons that's pretty rad. I don't know if I've had that one before.
I haven't had Optimum in it.
He reckons if you get that fresh, it's really good.
Yeah, that's like Hop Slam from Bell's and those types of. Everyone, I haven't had Optimum. I've seen it. I just haven't had it in probably about. It's been a couple of years, but we always get it. It's like a spring release or something. But this is great.
See, sipping on this now, it actually tastes like it's got one of those old school sea hops in it. Like it's just very piney. It's like as it warms, it gets more like piney and earthy.
See, I'm getting a lot of sweetness.
Yeah.
Like orange. Like a candied orange, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a little bit earthy undertones.
As I drink this more, I'm getting more of the green characteristics and like the bitterness.
Yeah, on the back end, it kind of mellows out into like a little bit of a bitterness, but it's not overpowering. It's that little bitterness, like it'll like snap in the back end. It's like it's real quick. Mixed pack of regular torpedo. There you go. Torpedo's good. Pale ale's great.
What's the percentage of torpedo?
5, 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see.
There's a few different variants of it as well, isn't there?
Yeah, like Keith was saying, they got that cryo torpedo or whatever, the cryo fresh torpedo, which it was all right. I mean, I'm not a big cold IPA person either. But yeah, everyone's, I don't know. That's like that Sierra Nevada Dankful. That one was pretty good.
Well, that was another one I had recently. I had the Torpedo Pale Ale, Dankful, Celebration, and I think it was called either Northern Hemisphere, I think it was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had that one too. That one's really good.
And I also had the barley wine recently too, which was awesome.
So, 7.2 is what torpedo is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Lagunitas.
How do you reckon this one goes for the booze? It sort of drinks about what you'd expect. I feel like it does.
I think it's kind of lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's
as you get that bitterness, like in the earthiness, and then on the finish, I reckon it's like you just get that slight hint of booze, and it sort of like keeps you on your toes, and you know that you're drinking something that's got a little bit of ABV to it.
Yeah, it's not overpowering, but there's
Mm.
a little bit of heat. It's good. I think it almost drinks like, I don't know. It's probably it's got a light body to it.
Yeah, so you're sort of thinking it drinks more like a 6.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Although when I put it up to my nose, you can smell a little alcohol in there. A little bit. It's not. Yeah, there's a little bit of alcohol when you put it up to your nose. That's what I'm getting. Or maybe it's that bready quality of some sort. Yeah, to me it drinks a little bit lighter than 7%, but
Yeah.
that's what happens when you drink double IPAs and
Yeah.
heavy hitters.
When you don't drink anything under like 6.
Right? I only drink hazies.
This isn't Jagman here. Come on.
Where's my putty? No, this is good. I was kind of skeptical when I smelled the aroma. And I was like, oh. And I was like, not a lot of pininess. It's one of those new school West Coast, But the taste is great. The flavors, it's very well balanced. To me, it drinks lighter than the actual ABV. It's not super heavy, but there's a little bit of, I guess, heftiness to it. But yeah, the kind of the color threw me off. Like I said,
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a little bit darker.
Definitely has those lager vibes.
Yeah, like a lager, like a German style pilsner or something like that. It's definitely very straw colored.
Yeah.
But it's good. Score wise, what would you give it, Sam? If you score wise,
If I was to score it on Untapped, I reckon I'd be looking at about a 4.2 to a 4.3, somewhere around there. I reckon that would be a fair score.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would probably give it like so out of 100, I'd probably give it like a 93.
Yeah.
93 out of 100.
Yeah.
Not mind blowing, but it's a good West Coast.
Yeah.
Crazy,
I feel like with a pretty decent Westie, that's sort of a good score range.
Yeah. I feel like for traditional West Coast IPA drinkers, maybe it might not be your thing, but it's kind of like that new school West Coast IPA vibe that I'm getting off of it. It's like I said, it's not hazy, so it's not like a hazy Westie, but it's not like if you're like a traditional West Coast IPA drinker and you like that, a lot of that pine, a lot of that bitterness. I mean, you might not like it because it's not. It's a little more sweet than it is piney, in my opinion, but it's still a great beer. It still gives off those West Coast type of vibes, like West Coast IPA type vibes. But
I feel like a lot of old school Westie drinkers would be missing that caramel toffee note, that really strong malt backbone.
Yeah, and I think it's just that hop combo. Like I said, maybe if it was like a Cascade and Columbus or something, maybe, or something. Simcoe, Centennial, maybe. Um, it's good. It's definitely interesting to. It's so crazy to think like Nelson Sauvin in the West Coast.
Yeah.
I would never expect that, because
It's almost like I feel like a lot of the New Zealand hops, they're probably like they could work either way. I reckon you could use them in so many different styles.
yeah, imagine like a Vic Secret. Well, no, that's not a New Zealand.
No, that's Aussie, dude.
That's Aussie. Oh, could you imagine like a Columbus? Imagine a Columbus and Vic Secret Westie.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah, there needs to be a Westie that has an American hop, an Aussie hop, and a New Zealand hop. That'd be pretty cool.
Well,
I mean, there probably is one out there, but there needs to be more.
Check out Mountain Lifestyle 2025. we'll be brewing that. We got new. Big John, time for a shag test.
We're going to poach the best brewers from around the world.
we only brew wheat wines, English barley wines. We don't brew any haze.
We have a limited release Roush beer that's going to knock your socks off.
That I hate. That I'm part of it. My partner over here, Sam, he loves it, but I'll promote it just to get it out there. But yeah, this is great. I'm glad we were able to get.
Yeah, the same beer. It's so cool, dude. Like, other side of the world. Here we are. Like,
yeah. Oh, just like earlier with the 314. Yeah. We got the same one.
It's been a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to try and do this sort of stuff more often, dude. Trying to find like the same beers and review them together.
Kind of get this, brewery wise, that kind of stuff. That'd be cool to just, like, oh, can you get this? Can you get that? And then we can do
like it. Yeah, it's probably easier if I come across something American, and then I'll message you, and you can sort of say, oh yeah, I can get hold of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because obviously, if you just go, oh yeah, Modest Man, I'm just like, nah.
I still haven't finished it. This is my side beer, the old Modest Man. But yeah, this was cool. Yeah, you got shout outs.
Yeah, I reckon I'll shout out Beer Man just because he's promoted Great Notion. He's from that area. Lovely dude. And yeah, Drewy from Miscellaneous Brew Reviews.
We got you a link there, buddy.
Get around both of them, both good people. As far as I go, check me out on Insta, Short and Stout Beer Reviews.
Cheers, dude. Shout outs from me. Philly Crooker 87 on Instagram is where I do most of my beer escapades. Usually do beer bowl discussions on Saturdays now, but tonight I did the Three Fontaine share. So maybe next week I'll do the beer bowl. But I've been kind of more prominent on Instagram than YouTube lately. But shout out to other people. Check out Craig, wherever he's at right now. He's probably sleeping. Check out Kent from Craig Beer Reviews. No, check out Craig, Kent Beer Reviews. Check him out. Check out Harry, Blue Nose. He's back on the YouTube side of things.
And he's loose as in the last few days.
Him and Adam and Peter are all hanging out tonight. So it's good to see those boys. Who knows where they're at now? Last I seen they were on Geordie's, but they're probably passed out by now. Maybe they're still on there. Who knows? Jordy might be still alive.
Yeah, there might be a raid coming.
Well, Harry had like 2 monsters mixed with vodka or something. Yeah, I don't know.
God.
Crazy concoction. Looked like sludge or whatever. I don't even know what the hell that was. Toxic radiation they was drinking. But yeah, check those 2 channels out. Thanks for everyone in the chat. Miscellaneous, I'll get the link to you here in just a second. Actually, I'll just post it here. And whoever wants to come hang out on the off air, you can come hang out. Just don't be a squirrely bird. So, yeah, cheers to the chat. Miscellaneous, Luke John, Keith's World, Paul Middlefruit, Jamie C. Tanner was in the chat. And, yeah. Thanks to Sam. It was a great time. Cool that we
Thanks for having me again, dude. It's been an awesome day.
Yeah, it's been great. 3 Fontaine.
Shared 2 like foreign beers from other sides of the world. It's been awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you, Sam. Been a great day. And we'll see you guys at some point one of these days. So, cheers.